In a quiet little town surrounded by gentle hills, there lived a dog named Bruno. He was not just any dog. His eyes carried warmth, and his heart overflowed with loyalty. Every morning, Bruno followed his owner, Thomas, down the same narrow road. They would walk together until they reached a small bus stop at the edge of town. Thomas would kneel down, pat Bruno's head, and smile. "Wait for me, my friend," he would say, and Bruno always understood. Each day, Bruno sat by that bus stop, watching Thomas board the bus, and every evening, just before sunset, Bruno would return to the same spot, tail wagging, eyes bright, waiting for his best friend to come back. This simple routine became their bond, a quiet promise between man and dog. But one morning, everything changed. Thomas left for work like always, smiling and waving goodbye. Bruno sat patiently at the bus stop, waiting for evening to come. But that night, Thomas did not return. There had been an accident in the city, and Thomas never made it back home. No one had the heart to tell Bruno. All he knew was that his friend was late. The next morning, Bruno went back to the bus stop and waited again. He waited all day, watching every bus that arrived, hoping to see Thomas step off. But Thomas never came. Days turned into weeks. Weeks became months. Still, Bruno waited. Rain or sunshine, heat or cold, he never missed a day. He would sit at the same place, eyes fixed on the road, ears lifting at every familiar sound. People began to notice him. Some offered food, others gave him a kind pat on the head. Everyone in town came to know Bruno as the loyal dog who waited for his master. But no matter how many kind hands reached out to him, Bruno's eyes were always searching for the one person who would never return. Years passed, Bruno grew old. His golden fur turned gray, and his steps became slow. Yet every morning, he walked to the same bus stop. Every evening, he looked down the road, hoping for a miracle. He wasn't waiting out of habit, he was waiting out of love, because true love never forgets. One cold morning, Bruno lay down at his usual spot. The air was still, and the world was quiet. He closed his eyes, resting his head on his paws. And in that peaceful moment, it seemed as if he saw Thomas again, smiling, arms open, calling him home. Bruno wagged his tail one last time and went to sleep, never to wake again. Later that day, the townspeople found him lying there quietly, facing the road, just as he always had. They buried him beside the bus stop and placed a small statue of him there, so no one would ever forget his love and loyalty. On the plaque beneath it were written these words, "In memory of Bruno, the dog who waited every day." Bruno never spoke a word, yet his silence told the world the greatest story of all, that love does not end when someone is gone. Love waits, love remembers, love never gives up.